what we did here is we took DNA's message. We transcribed it to RNA. In other words, we took this information, transcribed it into this. So the process from going from DNA to RNA is called transcription. Transcribing. Trans means going across. We are going from DNA to RNA. So we're taking the information from DNA, we're making RNA. So if you think of it as making RNA, making messenger RNA, that's transcription. And it happens in the nucleus, because remember, that's where the DNA is. The DNA is not going to leave the nucleus. It's too dangerous out there. It's like going out with no social distancing right now. Okay, messenger RNA, I'm going to line up the bases. We have U, A, G, C, U, A. So here is our messenger RNA. Now we have left the nucleus. Okay? The message now is going to the ribosomes. So we have arrived at the ribosomes where proteins are made. It can be out in the cytoplasm, floating around freely, or they can be on the endoplasmic reticulum. We call it the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or RER, if it has ribosomes. Okay, so here we have RNA, messenger RNA. It has arrived at the ribosome. The ribosome is made of a couple parts. You don't have to really know that much about it, but we'll just say I'm going to say this is the ribosome. Now we have to take this and convert it to protein. The language of proteins. We have the language of genes, or we have the language of these bases right now. It's in RNA code. It's in a nucleic acid code. We have to take that and convert it to a code that makes sense, where we can make proteins. Proteins are made of smaller things, which are called amino acids. So amino acids are what we're going to put together to make a protein. And it's interesting because there's actually only 20 amino acids. That's it, 20. But it's how they are arranged that makes up different proteins. It makes a protein different, one protein different than another. So it's hemoglobin. It's a protein in your blood. It carries oxygen through your blood. You wouldn't be able to live without it. It's a protein made of amino acids. But it's a different protein than, for example, cartilage. They're like sharks. They don't have bones. They have skeleton and cartilage. It's protein. That's different than hemoglobin. And it's different because of the arrangement of the amino acids. Different arrangement. Same amino acids. The same. They use the same 20. There's only 20 to use. So amino acids. Amino acids. These make up proteins. So these are chemicals that make up proteins. And when we think of something making up something larger, we use words like polymer and monomer. So poly means many. Poly. Polytheism. You believe in many gods. Polygamy, of many wives, husbands. Poly, many. So a polymer is made of many smaller parts. So a protein would be a polymer. It's made of, proteins are massive. They're made of smaller parts. And those smaller parts are called monomers. So mono means one. So the monomers are the small parts that make up a polymer. So the amino acids are the monomers. of proteins. So they are the monomers of proteins. They are the smaller parts that make up a protein. But if you put enough of these amino acids together, you get a protein. So you have to start with the amino acids. You got to assemble the amino acids to make a protein. And that's what happens in the ribosome.